Hello there. So we have ZRS. We're on the Ocean Lava Cliffside route. Uh, we're in a slightly higher category than I need to be. I think we're 450 to 570, uh, which makes it slightly more challenging than usual. I've had a terrible start to the year. It's going to be negative, but it's going to get positive, this video, believe me. Terrible start to the year. I've been ill for probably 3 weeks now, and I just can't shift it completely. So when it comes to powering up some of these hills, I just haven't got the legs, and I'm 30, 50 watts down. Anyway, we crack on, and the best thing to do is just get back in the saddle. That's what I'm doing. Uh, yeah, I'm in, I think, is it stage 4 of the Tour De Zwift? So we're on the Ocean Lava Cliffside route. I mean, look at the graphic, top right. There's almost 40 riders, so I need to come in the top 20. That's the objective, as always. There's one big, awful hill, basically. I think it's about 500 feet, not the hill, but the total elevation of the course. You can see there's a little 35, 40 foot climb here, probably. Just to start us off, I'm sat at the frontish. I wouldn't expect, perhaps somebody's getting dropped off the back there early. Perhaps they're trying to race in a higher category. Respect. It is splitting up a bit there. I've got to stay at the front here because it looks like 2 or 3 riders here that are pulling us along at quite a rate early on. 11.3 miles to go. Ridiculously, looking at the feather and the power up I've got the anvil. I think that's why someone's using theirs up on the flat early. I mean, the anvil is going to be absolutely blooming useless when I'm going up that climb. The climb itself, it looks to be a very steep initial gradient, and then you've got a gradual one, which looks to be lasting probably. Blimey, this climb could be 1.5, 2.5 miles actually. So anticipation. But I'm getting back on the bike. I've got to start racing regardless because I'm getting very anxious that I haven't been doing enough Zwift Racing because of my fitness, my form, and my illness. Let's crack on. I'm at the front here, and I really did enjoy this. Only a mile's gone. I'm averaging 277, so it's a quick start. This a very quick start. There's no hanging about, even though it's flat. This group are cracking on. I'm in a good position here, taking a bit of the draft. Look, someone's gone off there again. So there's some very keen cyclists. I guess that's what happens when you're racing with individuals that are ZRS 550 plus. Let's have a look. 15th gear. I'm cruising here. Just over 207 watts actually. It has slowed down a bit. Almost 1.5 miles gone. And yeah, there's a group that were dropped on that first climb, which is quite surprising because it was just a 3%. Look, someone's gone off there again. Got 2 or 3 seconds, so the group are going to have to pull the American Weir, an alpinist, going off there. I mean, yeah, there's no messing about here. So I've got to be careful. The anvil I'm going to have to use on the descent. I guess that's what that's for. But look how that's split now. So there's already a group behind. There's 2 flying ahead. It's really unusual for a flat course. And look, everybody's not expecting this, which made it quite exciting actually. So this group I'm in now will catch up. I'm guessing out of the 39, we've perhaps dropped 9 or 10, and they're in a group miles behind, which leaves us to about 30. You'll see as we go around the corner here. Perhaps not 9 or 10 there. Perhaps I'm exaggerating. but the group will come together in a minute. Yeah, there's 3 there, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, perhaps 30 in this front group, I'd say. The individual that's gone off will be absorbed in a minute, or the front 2. I'm in a great position here. There's going to be a little bump coming up, and I need to be coming down the other side of that. I can't get dropped, and if we're going at this pace, I think there's a couple of people going to try and attack on that, where the expectation, perhaps in a lower group, ZRS group, 100% nobody would have done that. You know, they may have attacked off the second part of the climb of the big mountain, but no one's attacking on these little bumps. Interesting, very, very interesting. Surprised that there's an anvil. I did want a feather to come up the front side of that elevation on the mountain. I do enjoy this course, very fast course. 200 calories, but I suspect I would have done 100 in the 10 minutes warm up. Currently 29th, but that's irrelevant. There's no, we're all bunched up in a blob now, these front 30. So let's see what happens on this little climb. 6.5 minutes gone, just over 2.7 miles, averaging 254. Someone's gone there again. Is that the Japanese rider? Yeah, just pulling people along. Interesting, they've gone now before the climb as well. I mean, I wouldn't have expected that, but it's pulling the whole group and no one can be messing about. Nobody can be hanging around. We've reined them back in, but it's just a bit of, I want to say it's a bit unnecessary. It's tiring us out before the climb. Perhaps that was the aim. Let's see where they finish. Well positioned here. My position is massively improved. Massively. So let's talk about this. The aim of the video is to talk about, you know, being a year in the Zwift Racing. I've been on Zwift for 3 years, but Zwift Racing I've only really competed, I want to say, well, seriously in the last 6 months, but I've been in it for 12 months. But there's got to get, oh, look at that, Belgian rider, yeah, no rest for the wicked here. People are attacking here. The average is going right, but I'm having to do 450 to keep in this group. You see the split on the top there. Working hard. Now the cobbles, that's going to be a bit different. Look at the group, it's all over the place. So it's not just me struggling here, I don't think. Up again on the orange. That's how I do. Let's just pull myself right in. But if you're a beginner on Zwift and you start the Zwift Racing, you're going to have, obviously, you're going to have perhaps 1, 2, 3 months where you're easily improving your ZRS because it starts you low down. It starts you with a base level ZRS, so it's obvious. But I'm getting to the point now where, I mean, I'm asking the question, am I reaching, or did I over Christmas, did I reach peak fitness? You know, can I improve? Can I be racing in the 510 to 650 category? I'm 50 years old, and how many more watts can I gain? My aim is for 300 watts, 4 watts a kilo, at 300 FTP this year. Let's just fast forward that to the basic climb. That's the interesting bit. But I'll come back to it. We're coming up to the climb. But how long can you keep improving? And when you're doing YouTube videos, you know, it's not great when I'm doing a video and I'm coming 42nd out of 50. You know, 90th out of 200. There's absolutely no interest there. What's the story there? So it's going to be interesting the next 6 months how that develops, and how much I can improve. Well, everybody's got the feather there. So unfair. I've got the anvil. What do I do to deserve that? So I'm reckoning there's 30 rides in this front group. I'm having to stand up in 14th gear, roughly 9 and a bit percent. Oh, it's gone over there, 10%. I'm fighting against individuals with a feather. I would ordinarily try and stay up on all the orange, but you can see the level of these riders. I'm putting in 5 watts a kilo here on the edge, 4.5 to 5 watts a kilo, and they're off. I've been dropped there from the front. Those 5-10 riders, and look at the climb still to go. I'm going to stand up in a minute to try and get them back in. Look, there's a lot of riders behind me. I'm not alone here. I'm 14th. Now I need to finish in the top 20. That's the aim. I need to get up again. But I've been dropped and people are coming through and catching and I've no response. Worrying. And then there's a huge, this is where I reckon there's at least a mile on 3 or 4%. And I don't know whether I can put the power down. I've given a big effort in that early stages to keep up. Need to get up off the saddle here. I can't get caught. There's another 5 riders behind me here. I'm 22nd, 23rd. Am I? No. Yeah. Just staying in the pack here. This second pack. Look at the group on the top. Everybody's been split. And then 4 or 5 go flying past me there when I sat down. And I'm in 12th gear. Legs are gone. I can't put the power down. This is that 30 watt deficit I feel I've got. And it's psychological as well. I think there's 2 or 3 more riders here. Frenchman is just behind. The American's gone past. And then there's people in a lot more trouble than me. So hopefully, yeah, I don't know how I'm going to get back to 20th. There's a long climb here. I need to be doing 300 watts here, not 290. I'm coming past that cyclist. So I start fighting back now. That's all I can do. I've got to start fighting back. 26th. The problem is I'm on my own. And that's not a good position to be in. I'm putting my head down there, trying to work. I'm in 13th. I mean, I need to be in 15th gear there. Big issue. I can't get the power down or the pace if I'm in 13th, but I couldn't go into 14th. I was zonked. So this is going to be a long 5.6 miles. I've all this climb to do. I'm going to have to hold position, get a bit of energy back. I need to try and catch Herzog, the German rider, who's a second ahead. That field had just been blown away by that initial climb. I couldn't live with it. It was too. I'd be very interested to see the ZRS level of those first 20 climbers. First 20 riders, sorry. 263 average, so I'm not hanging about here. I've not been being lazy. I've just got hammered on that initial climb. And there's a long bit here. So I'm trying to stand up when I can, trying to put 350 plus and sit down and not completely give in. But this is a long ride, solo. All I can do is try and maintain position, perhaps get a couple of places, stand up. There's a group forming in front of me. Now, that's not good because that's going to be very difficult. Looks to be 3 or 4 riders, because if they're working together and I'm solo, well, I'm in the wind on my own. You're not going to catch a group of 4 if they're at any sort of decent level. They're going to work, push each other. A lot of graphics on this road, by the way. Distracting. 5 miles to go. Just over 18 and a half minutes gone. Nearly 7 miles completed. 405 feet. So we know there's 100 and 20 feet to go. I suspect there's 50 on the rest of this climb. Yeah, there's a group of 5, 10 seconds ahead. I can't catch you. You can't catch a group of 5 unless they're just pootling along and, not putting a big effort in. But I've got something to defend. I mean, I'm trying to defend 27th position. I am getting a bit of, 6 seconds between the Frenchmen, and then you got 24 seconds, 2 other riders, and then the rest aren't going to catch. Stand up, keep pushing. That's it. That's the only thing I can do. I've got a big descent coming up, and I've got the anvil. So I suspect the descent is 1.5 miles, and I'm going to guess there's 3 miles to the finish. I'm going to have to do a combination of standing up and then sitting down strong. Hopefully start building the gap. The good thing about behind me is there's the Frenchman solo, and you got the German and the American, Stefan and Cohen. All right, they can work together, 20 odd seconds behind. And then you've 2 at 38, 39 seconds. So you've got 2 groups of 2. Now, I could probably hold them off, knowing that they were behind me on the climb anyway, and probably exhaust a lot of their energy. I'm hopeful. But yeah, it's all about showing a bit of pride now. I'm not happy being 27th out of 39, even in a group where I'm, probably in the bottom half, to be fair. I probably should have done better on that climb. Stand up. There we go. Show a bit of guts and courage. Yeah, the group in front of me are just pulling away. It was 8-9 seconds. It's now 12. That's what happens with a group, because 4 of them are drafting at any one time. They can conserve energy, and they're going to be going quicker as a blob. The front ones are miles ahead up the road. If you look on that graphic, you can't see them now. 2%. Here we go. We're going over the top, the peak. Choose when to use the anvil. Let's just fast forward this. And you can see, look, I'm maintaining the gap between me and the Frenchman. It's now 10 seconds. I've got someone in front of me, blimey. Japanese rider. Come on, that's encouraging. Let's pass them. 27 seconds and 40 seconds ahead of the other group. Got a little downhill section here. 2.4 miles to go. Made up a place there. Fantastic. Just take it a little bit easier. 2.3 miles to go. We're going to have a little climb at the end of here, if I know this route. So I need to make some distance between me and the Japanese rider. I think they have given up because they're doing 2 watts a kilo. The French rider 13 seconds, and then you've got 33 seconds. So this is something to keep me interested and just to fight for your place. 28 seconds ahead with the group ahead. They're ploughing ahead there. They're all doing 3.5 watts. No chance to catch them. I'm doing that, but I'm on my own. So every half mile, they will be gaining 3, 4, 5 seconds. I suspect they'll finish 45, perhaps 50 seconds ahead of me. 2 seconds ahead of the Japanese rider, 14 ahead of the Frenchman now. So something, just get my head down. Averaging 252 watts, which is reasonable. I'm in 16th gear. Just done over 10 miles, 477 feet. Obviously, there's probably 40, 50 feet to go. We're going to be finishing around the 30-minute mark, realistically. Oh, thumbs up from the head. Yeah, never going to give up. And remember, this is about fitness, so it's only a 30-minute hit session, effectively. probably do 530, 540 calories, 1.6 miles to go. At this point, I was just thinking, right, when it drops down, I'm going to stand up for 5-10 seconds and then ride every 0.1 of a mile. I'm going to do that to the finish and I should be all right. I've 12 seconds on the Japanese rider. Opened up a little gap now with the Frenchman, 17 seconds. And then with 37 seconds, oh, you've got a group of 4 there, a bit worrying. 38 seconds, they're going to have to work hard to catch me. They really are. 1.3 miles to go, and I stand up, I do these little 5 seconds bursts just to keep the distance. And they will also see my watts per kilo going up there and know that I haven't given up. So hopefully that demoralises them. Frenchman's gone past, or they're working with, potentially riding with. No, that he's coming after me. 14, 13 seconds behind. Okay, putting a bit of an effort in there. And the Japanese rider isn't keeping up with the Frenchman. They're going to be absorbed. Then you've got the 4 riders almost 30 seconds behind. Frenchman 11 seconds behind now. I've 1 mile to go. Here we go. We can see a bit of a gradient here. I think if I can stand up for the duration of this, 12 seconds. There we go. Just put the power in here. Relatively 390 watts. Get to as close as possible to the top, and then it will be flat, I suspect, to the finish line. Couldn't quite make it to the top there. Come on, get over there. You can see the group, 26, 28 seconds. They're catching the Japanese and the French rider, but I've got 14 seconds, 13. I think I've done enough. Right, 0.7 of a mile, so just stand up 5-10 seconds, put the power in. Sometimes you just got to dig deep. You're riding on your own, regardless of the score and your positioning. You just need to show a bit of courage, and as I said, it's your fitness session at the end of the day. Just put it in. You're only riding for 30 minutes. And you want to finish and think you've done a good job. 12 seconds ahead. So I've maintained that distance by doing the standing up, sitting down. Group of 5 riders actually there. You got the German. Yeah, they're all 26, 27, 28 seconds. So they'll be sprinting home, I suspect, to get position in the top 30. Makes it interesting. That's the great thing about Zwift. You know, I'm 33 seconds, 35 seconds behind the winners. So I didn't, oh sorry, behind the next group, sorry. So it was a respectable 6 miles I rode there, 0.2, so I'm fine, 11 seconds ahead of the Frenchman. Not going to get caught, 25 and 26, it doesn't matter. Really proud of that finish. Not a great hill climb. I got dropped, got destroyed on the hill, and the first half was good, strong, but yeah, that hill absolutely killed me. Here I come through the finish. Right, I need to see if we've lost ZRS. I will find out later on the companion app, because the immediate score is usually incorrect. It corrects itself as other people finish. That's what I've found out. 248 watts average, not great. I need to be riding twice a week. If you've enjoyed it, like and subscribe. Thank you very much. See you soon.